2020 was such a hard year on all of us. A lot of bad things happened, but some good could come out of that, possibly. One of the things I noticed was there was an actual awakening in America, a realization that we do have a problem when it comes to race and equality and social justice. For that reason, I asked a few friends if they'd be willing to have a conversation with me about social injustice, economic equality, and race. So I asked them a few questions. I have with me here today Phil Johnson, Senior Vice President with the Federal Reserve Bank of San Francisco. Phil, thanks for being here today. Let's jump right into it. Why do you feel economic equality for minority groups is important in this country? And how does supply diversity fit in?
It's a great question, Cecil. Economic activity and economic equality, along with supplier diversity, really do fit well together. I've heard it characterized like this. I think you've heard it too, Cecil. We do better when we all do better. So when we actively lift up each other in the community, either economically or through participation, we all end up better. From a diverse supplier standpoint, from a supplier diversity standpoint, it results in better business outcomes. Every time, it's been proven time and time again that that's the case. It drives economic activity in our communities. And for someone like me who works for the Federal Reserve Bank of San Francisco, as you know, we strive to be a community engaged bank. So it fits our mission and our modality perfectly to talk about economic equality as well as supplier diversity.
Thanks for that, Phil. I appreciate that. So why have you chosen to personally become a champion and an ally for diversity and equality?
You know, I've chosen to become a champion and ally for diversity and equality because of a couple of things. You and I have chatted about this. I consider it a moral obligation. It's also how I was raised. I had my father just ingrained in us the ideas of treating everyone honorably, fairly, and equitably. So it's really in my DNA. It's in my family's DNA. So it was a natural that this was something that was going to be hugely important to me. He talked about it as being the true measure of a person, how we treat one another in all elements of life, in all facets of life, whether it's economic activity or friends or social activity. You know, and with this San Francisco Fed, we really exemplify these attributes. You know that we've worked with you for many years at the WRMSDC, both me personally, a lot of my peers, and also not just in terms of building our own supplier diversity program to great benefit for us as good stewards of the taxpayers' dollars. It makes good economic sense to do so. But again, as a community engaged bank, lifting up our community in ways that not just through our own economic contributions at the Federal Reserve, but also in supporting diverse suppliers, helping them grow, hosting conferences, and being part of the conversation. It all just fits together. So for me, it was a no-brainer. It was a natural concurrence, confluence of the way I was raised, the mission of my organization, and my true belief that it's the right thing to do.
Wow, Phil, thank you so much for that answer. I have to ask you to speak to your peers out there. What is your message for non-minority people who may think that current efforts to move towards economic justice and racial equality in this country may be misplaced or considered reverse discrimination? What do you say to that?
Yeah, so that's a really important question right now, and it's an important topic. You and I have had conversations around this, and my message to non-minorities who are thinking about this, I'd say two things. One, that the onus is on. I put the onus on the non-minority to have to open up this opportunity for this discussion, and being champions for that, and being brave about it. I found that that in conversations like many that I've had with you, Cecil, and others, that in doing so, there's more empathy, there's more understanding, there's more that I find that there's opportunities, there's gaps, blind spots that I didn't know that I had. And it's incredibly important and valuable for us to do that if we believe in lifting up the communities that we serve and the communities that we live in. These are tough conversations. They're get a little bit of, knot in the throat to start, but they become easy And once you've had one, the next one becomes easier, and the next conversation becomes easier. And that applies to those that may think it's something about reverse discrimination. But again, I put the onus on the non-minority to have that in, as many of us are in a position of privilege. And so it's a safer place for us to come to and open up those doors. When I think about, me personally, as a privileged middle-aged white guy, it's just something that is, it's important for me to know that I'll never know another's experience. I've not have lived it, but these discussions allow me to know more about what another experience is like. Again, imbuing me with empathy, understanding, and opportunities to where I can fit into the puzzle to help improve things. And I bring it all the way back, Cecil, to where we started, is that I do better when we all do better, and we do better when we all do better.
I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. And I want to thank my friend for being so bold to have this conversation with me. Our world's not going to change unless you get involved. These are uncomfortable conversations, but that's the way we're going to solve these problems. So I urge you, keep on talking, get involved. And if you want to learn more about economic justice, look us up on wrmsdc.org, or you can search us #WRMSDC. Thanks for watching.